His character model was like leaning right around the corner. I swear to God, I'm like, dude, that is like a full-on like COD 4 lean. Like, what is his character model doing? It's so weird. I don't get why this is not a bigger deal. Because if it's f***ing up the hitbox and it's random and you don't know you can't expect when it's coming, that is a massive, massive issue in the game.
Activision devs do not play their own game. It's not your dad. Your dad doesn't support you.
You should know. You worked at a coffee shop, you stupid bitch.
My name is Casey, and absolutely not fucking Tanner, because my parents don't hate me that much.
Hey, did they have just 8 patches lined up, but they just didn't release them because they were on break? No, you moron kids.
Then we'll, of course, get into it. Change your fucking name and get scammed. He's feeling under the weather.
I probably won't say another word until Stay Humble, so have a good pod, Raz. I'll be here listening.
Got it. We are live on YouTube. Welcome to the Dropshot. And go ahead, by the way, we got 8 likes. Let's smash the fucking like button, pigs. Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, episode number 276. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined, as I usually am, though not always, by Tanner Dropshot. We're team hoodie today. We're team sweater. We're team article of clothing that's like a sweater
freezing
or
last
hooded
night.
Sweatshirt. Yeah, it was cold.
We had some insane lows last night.
50? Did we get to the 40s?
42 last night.
What? Damn.
42. Dude. Holy shit. Next week we're going to have lows of 39. That's not very normal. Man. High 30s, we get it during our winter, but that's not normal.
That's unusual, yeah.
Dude, the next 10 days, 60s and 50s. Oh, I fucking love it.
It's going to be fantastic.
And don't forget, this hoodie I'm wearing, we still have some Dropshot hoodies left at the dropshot.com/store. There are some sizes left. If you see it there, it's available.
It is absolutely available, yes. And welcome to the show.
It's so warm.
You can go to thedropshot.com. You can check out the store. You can check out links to all of our shit. It's fun and exciting. It should be your homepage. Welcome to the show. Today, we are not talking about our website, although we'll probably mention it a couple more times. We are talking about Call of Duty. This is our first ever Thursday notes on a post Modern Warfare 2 release universe. And there is, in way of patches and changes, there is woefully little to talk about. Unfortunately, but which I am somewhat surprised by. We'll get into it. But there is some news to discuss as well. Honestly, again, a slower week than I anticipated, to be honest. But a couple things worth mentioning and getting into, and that is that. So before we get into that, welcome to our new gold patrons. We got Scott L., Tommy M, and Dylan, none of whom uploaded avatars. Good job, boys.
Normal names, no
that.
avatars. Those are 3 normal young men or old men.
Those are just 3 white dudes, yeah. So
yeah, Scott, Tom, and Dylan. Hey, boys, welcome aboard, man. Patreon.com/thedropshot. We do accept white boys. We accept all kinds of boys and all kinds of girls. And all kinds of other people, individuals, whatever. Hey, man, we're inclusive. We have all kinds of patrons, and we want more of them. You could be white, black, Hispanic. I don't give a fuck, man. Inuit. Wow.
Hey, we want them all, baby. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the show. We do bonus eps every month. You can get access to early episodes. Or the episodes early, rather. You also get them ad-free if you're into that sort of thing. So if you want to support the program, that's the best way to do it for us and for you. That's where we offer all of our bonus content. So Scott, Tom, and Dylan, thank you again. Our new gold absolute patrons. We also got some new YouTube members offline. Saint Z, Nikki D, and Troy Harper. Welcome, pigs. Our new friends of the pod, as they're called on YouTube, YouTube members. Hey, should I become a YouTube member? Well, no. Probably not. I mean, you should, because it supports the program. If you're going to be a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, be a YouTube member. The split is better. But we're not really offering anything to YouTube members right now. I will say this, however. One thing I think I'm going to do tentatively for now is have live stream VODs when we stream on YouTube, viewable to members only. I think that's something we're going to do. This is similar to what we do on Twitch. Our Twitch VODs are subs only. So if you wanted to, watch the VOD unedited, so there will be breaks in it and shit, before it's, up on YouTube as its own proper video, you could do that. That's really the only benefit of being a YouTube member right now, other than supporting the program, of course, which is the biggest benefit of all, really. Who wouldn't want to support the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast? I don't know, but not me.
You'd have to be a real piece of shit.
A real pig. Yeah, a real shit pig, if you were not a friend of the pod. So welcome to you, boys. Very much appreciated. Now, on the topic of the Patreon, we did our last episode for the month of October, and this episode is, of course, now live. And we were struggling to think of a topic to do. I had a lot of ideas, and I talked about this in the episode, of what we could do, but it was a little early to do any of them. So then Tanner was like, you know what? We might as well do one on Spec Ops, because at some point we probably will anyway. And it's really too early to do anything else. So let's play some Spec Ops. And I said, cool. Let's hit up the boys. Let's hit up our friends. Let's contact our internet friends to play some Spec Ops together. Because I was under the assumption, wrongfully, turns out, that Spec Ops was a game mode designed to be fun and that you could play with your friends. Much like zombies, for example. Turns out I was wrong. You can play with some other guy and only with some other guy. You can't, and you we had some misconceptions even in the episode, actually, where we were talking about, it might be fast to level weapons in this mode, which it could be, maybe. But we thought you could even play it solo. You can't. If you wanted to play Spec Ops offline, for example, you can't. Not allowed to. Why? Because it's exactly 2 people. You can't play with 1 person, you can't play with 3 people, and you can't play with 4 people. You can play with 2 people and exactly 2 people only, which is fun and exciting. So if you don't have any friends, as many of you don't, then you're just going to have to play with some random dumb fuck who is dumb enough to queue for Spec Ops, frankly.
Spec Ops main, yeah.
So we played Spec Ops so you don't have to. And we did an episode on it. And if it's not obvious enough already, I can tell you, as far as playing it is concerned, there are very few reasons to play it. There are some, which we went over in the ep, but they are few and far between, and I have not played a game mode I've disliked more than that in Call of Duty, I think, ever, actually. I think it's
still
the
better
worst.
than TDM and multiplayer, honestly, but yeah.
Is it? Because at least I can camo
so.
grind in TDM, man. I don't know. What were your thoughts on Spec Ops and on the app in general? You know?
It was not great. Yeah, basically we played it, so now you guys don't have to waste your time and try it. So we saved you some time there. But I wanted to try it because there's been a lot of people talking about raids, which is the Spec Ops storyline continued from the MW2 campaign, and that drops in December. So I was like, you know what? We should play it now to compare it. We'll see how it is. There's been a lot of people talking about raids. Maybe people are interested. We can see how bad it is compared to how good raids ends up being or something. So I think it was good we did that episode. But yeah, don't play the mode for sure. Don't waste your time on it.
Yeah. And we made a big stink in that episode, by the way, about what was it? About it being insane that Spec Ops wasn't 4 players.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of you guys were like, I don't know why you thought that. Spec Ops was originally 2 players. Okay, well, I didn't know that because when I was playing Modern Warfare 2, I wasn't a fucking loser playing Spec Ops. I was playing fucking multiplayer like an adult, and I wasn't even an adult. But you, who are 80 probably in Discord, I don't remember who said this. It was far too many of you saying, "Oh, but Spec Ops is 2 players." Hey, man, I didn't play Spec Ops back then, so I didn't know that. But
wait, Spec Ops was a thing back then? I thought the first time Spec Ops came was in MW 2019.
No. It's MW2, I think, was the first time.
Well, MW 2019 was 4 people. That's why we had figured it was 4. So yeah, we don't. If it was really in a game 10 years ago, yeah, we don't care about that at all. That doesn't matter.
Yeah. And
are you sure it was in? Really? I had no idea.
I'm absolutely positive because it was like the star shit like back then too. I never played it, but I've seen like screenshots. I've seen people talk about it. But yeah, we never played that.
Yeah, you're right. Wow. MW2, MW3.
And I knew it existed. I thought that was 4 players also. And if it was 2 players, guess what? Should have been fucking 4 back then too. I mean, what do you want me to tell you, man? That it doesn't make it okay that in 2022 Spec Ops is exactly 2 players max and minimum, by the way. Just because fucking 18 years ago it was 2 people. Don't care. They were wrong then and they're wrong now. And suck on my cock and balls. So that's what I have to say on that topic. Spec Ops is irredeemable. Spec Ops in 2022, irredeemable. Don't try to defend it. Stop doing it. Unless you're leveling guns with a friend and you're power leveling and the express purpose is to level guns quickly, maybe. But if you want to hear more of our thoughts on that, you could go listen to the episode. But that was our last Patreon episode of the month of October. And we've got some fun and exciting Patreon episodes planned for this month as well. We're going to have, of course, Warzone 2 come out this month. So we're absolutely going to have a banger fucking probably Warzone brainstorm on the Patreon. Like one of the last episodes we're going to do for Patreon for the month of November will be that. A real early brainstorm, I think, can be very productive because there are going to be a lot of people theory crafting, trying to figure out the meta guns, the meta gun types. Should we be sniping or should we not be sniping? Meta perks, if that's relevant, we don't know yet. Meta drop spots. There's going to be an absolute ton to brainstorm, and I'm extremely excited for that bonus episode for this month. But we have some other things planned as well for the bonus episodes this month. But on a more sooner than that, this Saturday we will be doing an episode, public episode, tips for the camo grind revisited. So we did a Patreon episode on that as well. The following day, all of the prerequisites for camos came out, and they were much different than we expected.
Yeah.
Which was fun and exciting. So some of that stopped. Some of what we had talked about became not relevant. But a lot of, more than what I thought initially, is still relevant, in fact. But we've been doing camo grinding. I've only been doing camo grinding. I haven't played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2022, to have fun yet. I've probably played 40, 50 hours, I don't know. And I haven't logged in and been like, I'm going to have fun today. I haven't done that once yet. Every time I get on, it is to grind camos. That's it. That's all I've been doing. So we're going to revisit camo grinding on Saturday because although this is kind of like a hardcore player, nerd player kind of topic, the vast majority of everyone in Discord, at least, and on the TL, are talking about the camo grind. It seems like everyone is going for the camo, even the more quote-unquote casual listeners of ours. So I think this is going to be relevant for the vast majority of you. I think the vast majority of you will find this an unimportant topic. And we have a lot to say on it, especially now that we've dipped our toes in it, as it were. And even if you're not going for camos, there will be quite a few tips, I think, that are going to be relevant just for leveling guns and playing the game. Because a big facet of how to do a camo grind efficiently is really how to play the game efficiently, but in a narrow band. So if you're going for double kills, you know, that there are certain ways you're going to alter your play style to do that. and that's going to be relevant for the camo. But if you're not going for the camo, and we tell you how to get double kills often, well, that's good if you're just trying to do well. I mean, you're killing 2 people. That's good, right? So I think, for example, I think this is going to be relevant for pretty much everyone. I'm very excited about it. We have a lot of things to say. I've gotten launchers. All my launchers are platinum. It was a fucking disaster. If you think it's going to be bad, it'll be worse than that. It's terrible. Terrible. Awful challenges. Still better than MW19 though, still way faster, but still death and terrible and dog shit. Got those done. Riot Shield's level 11, I'm waiting for hardcore to come out. Knife is gold, and then 3 out of the 4 battle rifles is gold. And then beyond that, I have a bunch of guns max level that I have not started doing any camos for. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. By Saturday, I will be done with battle rifles. I will have started on something else. So between Tanner and I, we will have gotten a gun gold from every single category, except the Riot Shield, which I just refuse to do until hardcore comes out. Unless everything is platinum before hardcore comes out, which I'm not playing 18 hours a day. That won't be me. So, yeah.
I don't know if we've done SMGs or shotguns, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By Saturday, we will do one. I'll do one, you do the other. So we have something to say on those topics.
Okay. Dibs on SMG then.
Okay, good. I wanted to do shotguns anyway.
Good. I tried using a shotgun and it had no range past 2.5 meters, so I got bored immediately and started using an AR.
Interesting. Yeah. What have you done in terms of camo grinding?
I have 6 out of 8 ARs gold. I'm working on my 7th right now, and then the last one I have to unlock by using a battle rifle, I think. So then I'm going to have to unlock or level up that. It's one of the Lockman guns. I think I have to level up the Lockman 7.62, and then that'll give me the 5.56, I believe.
Correct.
Which is the one in the AR category, so I have to do that still. Launchers are platinum. I have 2 marksman rifles now, gold, the SPR and like the SPX. There's too many like snipers, marksmen that are like SP something. There's literally 4. It's going to be very confusing, man.
Farms. Yeah.
There's the SPR, the SPX, the SP something else. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with all the Lockman guns. Lockman 5.56, Lockman sub, Lockman 7.6. Just call it the MP5, please. I don't want to call it the Lockman sub. I'm going to say MP5 forever, so just name it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then Riot Shield and Knife both fully maxed out. I just haven't... Knife, I almost have the gold challenge. I haven't been focusing on it. I just keep it as a secondary, and I've been leveling and getting kills with it that way. And then, yeah, Riot Shield, I think I'm going to wait for hardcore, but we'll see. I may try it in core a little bit, see how I do. But yeah, it's been... Yeah, I mean, I haven't been playing the game for fun at all, and I probably never will because it's Call of Duty multiplayer. If you're expecting to have fun and you're now complaining about the game, that's on you. That's your fault for thinking it would be fun. It's not. It's fun to grind camos.
Yeah. I have been having fun with... I've had fun for one gun and one gun only, which is the... I think it's called the TAC V. It's the second BR. It's a Scar H.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it fucking fucks, dude. It is so
Really?
good. It is so good. It is so good. It is so fun. And I came from shooting jokers from my spawn at fucking random rooftops like an asshole for 6 hours straight. So I was ready to, I don't know, do a lot of things that were not good for society or myself. But then I got to that, and then I did the first battle rifle, which was kind of dog shit. I don't even remember what it was. It's gold. I hate it, though. But then I got to the Scar. Oh, my God. I had so much fun getting that gun gold. It's so good.
Nice.
Just fucking torching kids. That gun fucks, dude. I don't know if it's better than the AK. It probably isn't, but it seems... I've used them both. I've used the Scar way more. Gold, by the way. It's close. It's really good. It's really fun to use. It's a treat. It's chunky as shit, and it does not have recoil for some reason. I don't know. The biggest downside of it is the ADS is a little slow.
That's every gun in the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for marksman rifles.
except for the SPR. Yeah. So anyway, on Saturday, yeah, that's going to be the topic of Saturday. The camo grind revisited, tips on how to get that done. And through that also, we'll be talking about, kind of multiplayer in general. I think we will be doing a second impressions episode. I have way more thoughts on the game than first impressions than we talked about in the first impressions episode. So that will be coming at some point. It might be on a Saturday. It might be a Patreon episode. Not sure yet. We will keep you guys posted. But if you wanted that content and it is on Patreon, then, we'll let you know. Patreon.com/Dropshot. And then a couple other announcements here quickly. Many of you who are dumb and have Apple products are nobly and valiantly attempting to become members of friends of the pod, members of on YouTube to support the program because you're good people, which is weird because you also own Apple products. I don't understand that. It's kind of the duality of man, I guess. But you're asking, hey, how do I become a member? You can't. I don't know. There's nothing we can do. We looked into it. If you're on iOS, you can only become a member of like certain YouTubers. And we're not one of them. So
yeah,
go download, get on your stupid fucking iPhone, download Google Chrome if Steve Jobs will let you, if the ghost of Steve Jobs will let you, download Chrome, open YouTube on Chrome, and then press join. That's the only way I think you could do it. I don't even know if it would work in Safari. I don't even know if
it doesn't work in Safari. I know that. I know it doesn't work in Safari, but I'm not sure if it. Yeah, I was kind of trying to look real quick to see. I don't know, man.
So if you're on iOS and you're trying to become a member, you just have to not be on iOS, I guess. You could try opening it on Chrome or Firefox or some shit. That might work, but sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, we've tried.
Yeah, believe me, we would love to have it. It's random. They randomly give certain channels access to it, and we don't have it yet. So hopefully we'll get it at some point soon, but we have no idea.
Yes, indeed. So, last announcement here is a fun and exciting YouTube comment that Tanner found on a video. I believe the video was, it was a snippet of a podcast episode that is 3 years old now. And we were talking about core players versus hardcore players and who is a better player. And this was a comment that was made like a week ago on a 3-year-old video. Shout out to the YouTube algorithm, by the way. Can you tell us about this? How did you find this comment? Can you tell us all about it?
Oh, I don't. It was just. I just saw it on our little YouTube like homepage where it says like recent comments that like we haven't responded to or whatever, and I saw one, and it was for a whole podcast episode, if I'm not mistaken, or it was a very long clip. Okay. It was a very long clip or a whole podcast. So basically, if you guys have never watched it, we alternate. Whoever's speaking is on the right hand side of the screen, and the camera is bigger. The screen is bigger for that person. So there were a lot of I don't know why this video is randomly like doing numbers. Apparently hardcore players are pissed that it's not an MW2, but some guy commented, shout out to some guy, I can tell the guy on the right talking is completely trash. It takes more skill to play hardcore because it's reaction kills. So first of all, this was like a 2-hour-long video and he said, I can tell the guy on the right is trash. Hey, Raz and I were both on the right in that episode numerous times. Yeah. Countless times.
Lots of times. Yeah.
And second, there were like 3 or 4 people that commented on that same video hating on us for talking shit on hardcore, saying hardcore is harder. It's not. Hardcore is not harder. Stop thinking that. If you play hardcore, that's fine, good for you, but do not tell me it's harder than core. It's not, man. Raz and I in MW 2019 went in there with pistols, and I would do better in a hardcore lobby with a pistol than with a meta gun in a core lobby. The players are dog shit. There's no reaction kills. It's just people sitting in spawn ADSing. People are not good that main hardcore. It does not take more skill. It takes one bullet to someone's foot out of my deagle from 80 meters. There's no skill involved in that. It's a one-shot kill game mode, man.
Right.
So, but yeah, a lot of hardcore people coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah,
kind of weird.
It is weird. The algorithm's helping us out. So we have
thanks YouTube.
Shout out to YouTube. We have a full podcast episode where we talked about this, and then I was like, you know what? This is a good discussion. I'm going to make a separate, like 15-minute video where we talk about just this and upload it. And that video regularly gets views. Like every month we get like, I don't know, 100, 500 more on it. Like it just shows up in people's feeds. So I don't know where this comment came from. It's either the full video, the full podcast episode, or the video. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But we get a lot of comments on both of them. Primarily the 15-minute one. That I feel like that one gets pushed more in the algorithm. So if you wanted to hear our full thoughts on core versus hardcore, which one takes more skill, you can go on our YouTube and search hardcore and you'll find it. It's like a 15-minute video, and we explain, and I stand by every single thing I said in that video. And Tanner is the same. It absolutely takes more skill to play core because the time to kill is slower, so aiming matters more. Like
it matters, period. Yeah,
it matters at
hardcore
all.
players, you can literally just aim at someone's feet, and as soon as they run around the corner, start shooting, and you can kill someone.
Yeah, it's an insane take to think that hardcore. Now, if you enjoy hardcore, good for you, man. It's a video game. I don't care what you do. Have fun. You want to run around fucking knifing people? I mean, I hate you, but go ahead. It's a video game. I don't care. Ultimately, it's fine. So if you want to play hardcore, go play hardcore. But don't think that it's more difficult than core, because it's not. It simply isn't. And if you want to hear our full thoughts on that, yeah, go check out that video, because there's a lot to say on that topic. And I think we've spent enough time doing announcements today. So yeah, go check that out. But
wait, did you mention the hangout thing yet?
No. Shout out to you, Bud, for that. Yeah, I totally forgot. Last announcement quickly. Damascus Hangout will be for you Damascus patrons, patreon.com/thedropshot, will be Friday the 11th or Saturday the 12th. We will be doing MW2 multiplayer customs if they work. I don't know if they work, actually. So hopefully they do. If they do, that's what we'll be doing. We will be getting that in. It's going to be fun. We will, I don't know, SPRs only, smile. We could either do SPRs only, or we can allow people to use any gun they want, which will also be SPRs only because you guys are sweaty nerds. Or we'll do something else. Pistols only, hardcore, search, whatever the fuck. Whatever you guys want. We'll do a lot of things. But we'll do multiplayer customs Friday the 11th or Saturday the 12th for you Damascus patrons at a time. It'll honestly probably be Saturday evening. And that's going to be a lot of fun if multiplayer customs work, which I think they do. We want to get this in right before Warzone drops. Is Gun Game in the game yet? I don't think it is. That would be really fun. Not Gun Game, excuse me. Gunfight? What's it called? What's the tournament thing
neither
called?
of them are in the game, so it doesn't matter.
What's the tournament thing called, though?
The 2v2 is Gunfight.
Gunfight, yeah. That would be really fun, but yeah, it's not in the game. So.
We'll play like hardpoint and stuff. It'll be fun. If we can somehow balance it so there's a good amount of players, and we can also have like some competitive, not lopsided lobbies, it could be really fun, actually. I'm excited to try this. Even we like snipers only free for all and shit, too.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
We'll do a lot of shit. But that's going to be a lot of fun, and it will be right before Warzone drops. So probably for December, almost certainly. If it works, we'll do Warzone customs in December for the hangout. But yeah, this month, multiplayer. So there you go. All right, if you're listening for the jingle, let's get into this bitch. Here it is. Ox! With the 2 European currencies. This 2 European currencies will be worth more soon. Hold on to it. I'll keep that in mind. I will hold. Ox! Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated with the €2 super chat. The £2 super chat. £2 of shit.
Gunfight tournament would be awesome, I agree. We may not get Gunfight till like season 2 though, or something, who knows. By that point, not many people may care about multiplayer.
Yeah, we'll for sure see. Let's like the fucking YouTube stream, by the way, pigs. I love saying that. I'm a YouTuber, man. I'm a YouTuber. Call me
way
Mr.
more viewers
Beast,
on YouTube.
Dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a better platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the show, pigs. Today, we are talking about Call of Duty. So first, patch notes, changes already in effect. I have been hoping for more patches, the state of the game right now, than we've gotten, but we did get some. I will go over them now. a few days ago, October 29th, Infinity Ward tweeted, "We are disabling weapon attachment tuning until further notice to investigate crashes for users with 5 attachments tune." So if you're wondering like me, and I spent a number of minutes trying to figure out how the fuck to tune an attachment before I remembered they disabled it, don't be like me. Don't be that guy. You can't tune attachments right now. It was weird because, as I said, I started with launchers. So I spent most of my time doing launchers. I didn't even try doing any attachment tuning until I was going for a gold primary. And by then, it was the first time I had entered the fucking screen or whatever. So it gives you a tutorial on how to weapon tune. And then it takes you to the screen, the weapon tuning screen. And then I kind of like clicked through it quickly. I was like, I don't care, whatever. And then I was like, you know what? I want to try this a little bit because I think I can make this gun a little better. And then I tried to go back to the gunsmith for the same gun, not 2 minutes later. And I could not figure out how to do the weapon tuning because I'm a fucking dumbass. So I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure it out. Then I Googled it. Oh yeah, I didn't even remember actually. I Googled it. And then in an article, it said like, note, it's disabled right now. And I was like, oh yeah, they did disable it. So you can't weapon tune right now.
I hope they don't put it back in the game, by the way. I don't want it. It's stupid.
Did you ever fuck with it before they...
Yes.
Okay, tell me your thoughts. Was it impactful?
Confusing and unnecessary, kind of as we expected. It's just like, I would rather just know what my attachment does that gives me better recoil control than have to use some slider to then take into the firing range or something and see what it does, because there's no stats in the game, so I don't know what it's doing. Way too much confusion. I swear to God, I hope they just leave it out of the game.
Really?
It's absolutely not necessary, and it's a waste.
They will bring it back, by the way.
I certainly hope they don't. Yeah, I don't ever want to even use it. I hope it doesn't become a normal thing that people use in their like meta setups and shit. It's just I don't know, man. I don't like it.
Huh.
There are a lot of, by the way, they said like certain attachments have it. I think literally every attachment has it, except for like maybe bullets. But even scopes, you can change certain things with it. So it's like every single category has something you can change. Like Jack said, scopes had an interesting one where it was you can change your eye position. So your eye would essentially be closer to the optic or further away. That was the one that I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of interesting, because further away, theoretically, the gun may have less visual recoil. It's kind of just doing like a field of view type thing, obviously, and then zooming in more is going to make the gun have more visual recoil. So that one was interesting. I'll say that. But overall, I just think it's a gimmick that we don't need in the game. And I think it's just making everything more confusing.
Wouldn't you always want an optic eye position to be as close to your eye as possible?
No, because that's going to give you more visual recoil then, I think, won't it? Wouldn't it be almost like having a narrower field of view? Because it's basically zooming it in.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the reason I say that is because I think of Tarkov, and the reason a Voodoo is better than a TAC 30 is because it's closer to your eyeball, right? Like, that's it. Like, the only reason the Voodoo's better, isn't it?
Because Voodoo's technically further, because the TAC 30 takes up more of your screen. It's because it's closer.
Are you sure? I don't think that's true. Either way, whatever it is, whatever the case may be, I remember asking in like some Tarkov streamers chat once, because they zoom the same amount, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I was like, why does everyone use a Voodoo?
TAC zooms less too.
Oh, it does zoom less? Okay.
TAC's 1 to 6, Voodoo's 1 to 8.
Whatever, yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way, that is an interesting attachment. But I think you might be right. You might be introducing more visual recoil. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Because I don't know how it works on your screen, because like there are things outside of your scope. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter that much. I have not touched weapon attachment tuning yet, so I'm not going to say I hope they don't bring it back. I don't know what it does. I never fucked with it. I stand by very tentatively what I had initially said, which was I like the idea if it's done well, because there are times where I build a gun and it has just a little bit too much visual recoil. And if I can use weapon attachment tuning to smooth that out, rather than having to totally change how the gun feels by changing an attachment itself, that's a good thing. But again, I haven't used it once, so I would have to actually use it to see if it's ultimately good or bad for the game. And another thing too is, like, if they add it back in and it sucks, I just won't use it, and it's no skin off my nose, really. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Oh, I probably won't ever use it, because it's just the issue with the attachments in the game right now is everything has such a big downside. And so even the slider, it's like, oh, you want better ADS? Cool. You can have quite a bit quicker ADS time, but then you're adding even more recoil to your gun. So it's like, dude, I can literally just change my attachments. I could change one attachment and probably get to that same spot. It's I don't know. Everything just has way too many downsides in it right now, and I think it's just kind of an unnecessary gimmick added to the game. That's, again, making everything just like more confusing than it should be.
It certainly is more confusing for casuals, especially. Yeah, because yeah. And another thing that does piss me off about the attachment tuning, though, I will say this. But this is the broader point is that this is my problem with the gunsmith this year, again, in general, is we've brought back the very confusing and unnecessarily unclear descriptions of pros and cons. So we have, once again, recoil stabilization, recoil smoothness, and vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control. What is recoil smoothness? What is recoil stabilization? How's that different than vertical or horizontal recoil control? And why
Ace
can't
made a
you just
video
use
on it.
words better? Like,
I know.
It's not, I guarantee you, whatever recoil stabilization does, I guarantee you there is a better way to describe what it does than recoil stabilization. There's no chance on earth that whatever effect that has is best described as recoil stabilization. There's a 0% chance. No one knows what that means. I don't know what it means. A literal Navy SEAL in real life would be like, recoil stabilization versus smoothness? I don't fucking know what that means. These aren't like military terms, as far as I know. I certainly don't remember it from my time in the Corps. It's a joke. So I just don't know why they're doing that. And then when you go into attachment tuning, you see it again. It's like, do you want more recoil stabilization or more ADS speed? Like, well, I don't know what the fuck recoil stabilization is, so I guess ADS speed. I don't know. It's dumb. But that's not a problem with tuning in and of itself, so.
Yeah, like, Ace put out a good video. It's harder to explain it. It's a 7-minute video, so you guys should just go watch it. The exclusive Ace on YouTube, he posted it like 3 days ago. He talks about the difference in like stabilization, steadiness, smoothness. Big shocker, by the way. One of them basically doesn't do anything from his testing. Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking
Super
that Infinity
surprising,
Ward would do that. And then even things like idle sway, by the way, do impact overall recoil, because between every shot, technically, there's idle sway, and there's a ton of it in this game, a ton of it, unless you use attachments for it. That is also affecting recoil. So just go watch the 7-minute video. It's easier to do that than us try to explain it to you. But let me just find real quick, I'm scrolling through the video, the one that doesn't do anything, so you can stay away from that one. Recoil smoothness. From his testing on numerous different guns, he said it seems to do nothing.
Cool.
So don't focus on recoil smoothness.
That's good comms, actually.
Yeah.
That's good comms.
I don't think there's many attachments that say that, by the way, because I feel like I've never even seen smoothness, honestly.
I think it's a muzzle device thing.
Yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory, though. It seems like vertical and horizontal are just the overall best ones, the ones that say that specifically. But there are some that do both. So go watch this video.
Yeah. It's a good idea. So there you go. All right. So moving on. So there, as of now, at the time of recording, there's still no attachment tuning in game right now. You still can't do it. Who knows when they'll bring it back? It's Thursday. I figured it would have been back by now, but it's not. So this was on the 31st. Temporarily disabled the bipod mount. We'll get into that. Fixed care package bug in hardpoint. I don't know what that was. And then fixed bug for missing kill streaks or perks in match.
I didn't experience either of those two bottom things.
Yeah, I don't know what either of those things are either.
Cool.
One thing I had also forgotten to write down, by the way, is there were issues with playing with friends. So like you invite a friend or two to your party, if you're lucky enough to have any. Many of you are not. And then you queue into a game and then it just doesn't work, or people crash or whatever. And then Infinity Ward tweeted at some point in the past, oh, we put out a patch to fix this. Like, you should be able to play with your friends now. This is fake news. They might have improved it more. I don't know, but I stopped trying once. They said, oh, we fixed it. And I said, cool. Tanner, lag, cope, let's all fucking play or whatever. We got in a party. We experienced precisely the exact same problem we had experienced before they supposedly fixed it. And I said, okay, got it. They were wrong. I'm done trying. So I don't know if it's fixed at all. It's certainly not fixed completely. So if you're having problems, getting a party together and queuing up, it is not just you. And it is not just you even after that update. So if that is working for you, good. I don't trust it. And I don't really care right now either. Anyway, because I'm just grinding camos, whatever.
Something is extra wrong with yours, by the way. Raz has never seen a friend online ever.
No, I have. It was after that update I stopped seeing friends online. So it actually made the game worse for me, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, just keep in mind the friends list hasn't been fixed ever since MW 2019 came out, and it never will be. But it works now for the most part. You can generally play with people.
Okay.
Finally.
Then, yeah, maybe it is just me. So either way, that happened at a time. So there you go. Why did they temporarily disable the bipod mount? If any of you have been on TikTok or Twitter, you've probably seen why. There was some bug with it. I never did it myself. Camo grinder. But you could put a bipod on guns and then you you crouch and jump or something, and then you fucking launched in the air. Like a rocket jump floated in Halo times 8. And then you wouldn't fall either. Yeah, so you could just chill in the sky and shoot at shit. So people were doing this and getting like funny clips or whatever. Nate Gibson has a nice little montage on his Twitter of him abusing this. So they just disabled the bipod because that's what was causing that exploit to be possible.
So I was wondering was he doing the bipod glitch or something else? Because he would just keep flying in the air when he did it. But other people, unless you had to do something special, would get to a certain point and then just float. But he would just always fly. I thought his was a different bug.
Maybe it was. I had assumed everyone fell. I didn't know people did float until you just said that.
Maybe you have to, because it's obviously something like you get to a certain point in the air and then it acts as you're mounting on something with a bipod, so that's why you're stationary. So maybe you then have to press something else when you're in the air to get it to stop. But yeah, I don't know. People were just floating above the map getting kills. It was pretty funny. Yeah. And then there's other interesting bugs that haven't been fixed. Like you can go invincible with a riot shield. It's random.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the TikToks and clips say you get it by getting shot by a VTOL. That seems to be one of the ways. It doesn't work every time, because believe me, I tried it. I wanted to get some free riot shield kills, and don't fault me there, man. You would try it too. Didn't work. Tried it 3 different times. Didn't work once. So it's random. Don't listen to what people say. We don't know what's causing it. So you can become invincible with a riot shield and get a nuke. Or some guy was doing it in our lobby, and for some reason, he nuked us and he used a gun. I'm like, buddy, get your riot shield kills. Why are you wasting this? So he used a gun and got a nuke, and then we left the lobby when he started calling it in, of course. So he didn't get the satisfaction of killing us. But yeah, so that's fun and exciting. They haven't fixed that one yet.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, there is a bug where it has something to do with a riot shield where you can become invincible. I got this with my riot shield, and I was very pleased. Unfortunately, I wasn't on any challenges yet. I was just leveling it up. But it leveled it up. I went from level 4 to like 10 in that game. Because I don't know, I was driving a vehicle, and then I got out of it. And then I was like, dude, I think I'm invincible. This was before any of us knew that this was a possible bug. So I was like, and then I saw someone in chat say like, oh, is this guy cheating? Report him or whatever. And then I just killed like 5 people, and I was like, dude, I don't think I'm taking damage. And I wasn't. For the rest of the game, I was just running around smacking people, leveling my riot shield. It was fantastic. But it does appear to be like random. There might be some way to do it. No one knows how, though. Because yeah, everyone's making TikToks, and all the comments are always like, this is fake. This doesn't.
Yeah, and when it happened to you, like, I don't remember, but I don't think there was a VTOL ever even up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, like, we were farming pretty damn hard, but I don't remember a VTOL being up, so I don't know. I think there are numerous ways to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Whatever. Either way, that's still in the game, which is fun and exciting, so there you go.
Yeah.
Also, we've recently released an update, this was yesterday, that fixed an issue that prevented players from editing their profile showcase. Additionally, we've also fixed various map exploits and bugs across the game. I don't know if that's actually fixed now. I would assume it is. No one can look at your showcase, so it doesn't matter, but there you go.
Yeah, you have to press 30 buttons to find it.
Yeah, so that's cool, I guess, but there you go. And then they've also brought back the infamous Trello board. You can take a look at it here now. This is the Trello board.
There's not. So the main issues are not on the Trello board anywhere, by the way. Why we have no stats anywhere, that's not on the Trello board. Why the barracks doesn't exist isn't on the Trello board. You know, why we have no challenges, that is not on the Trello board. So the things that are on there are all things I've never even heard. It's like the most minor, little, tiny, very specific bugs for like one single platform. Those are the things they're putting on the Trello board, of course. And fun little thing, by the way, when they put the Trello board live, Infinity Ward set it up wrong so that anyone could edit it, right? Did you see that?
I saw it.
So it was within minutes flooded with comments that people had added, like, remove SBMM, this game fucking sucks, this game is trash, increase the time to kill, blah, blah. It was so funny. They deleted the Trello board 5 minutes later, pretended they never tweeted that out, and then made a new Trello board about an hour later that actually works.
Yeah. By the way, here's my favorite part of the Trello board. That's been fixed now. My favorite part is there's a section. This is the Infinity Ward Trello board. I want you guys to remember this, okay? There's a section on the Infinity Ward Trello board called Patch Notes. Okay? Which has been an issue with Infinity Ward. At least for the last 3 years. And here are the 2 entries, okay? Want to see the latest playlist updates for MW2? Follow us on Twitter. That's not a patch note, but okay, fine. And then below that, read patch notes for our latest title updates below. Oh, that's fantastic. So you're going to have patch notes, and you're also going to put them on your Trello board. Coming soon.
Fake news.
I mean, day one, they already are slacking on patch notes. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. There are no patch notes to be had. The patch notes are tweets from an Infinity Ward intern. Already. Holy shit. We're not getting Raven era patch notes. Raven fucked a lot of things up with Warzone. One thing they didn't fuck up was actually writing patch notes. And those are gone. So if you liked reading patch notes, go fuck yourself. They're not coming back. And if they do, they won't be good. I don't know how you don't have patch notes on day one. How is this coming soon? Oh, we changed the game. We fixed some bugs. That was the patch note. So they deployed a patch where they supposedly, let's say they fixed 10 bugs or attempted to. The patch note was, we fixed some bugs. Literally, that's it. We don't know what bugs they fixed. They're not telling us. We already don't have patch notes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But so on brand for Infinity Ward. I can believe it, sadly. But I think it's fucking hysterical that on their Trello board, they say patch notes are coming soon. Cool. How? You made the changes anyway. Someone's written somewhere what the changes were. Just give them to us also. It's so easy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's 2022 and patch notes are an ask. It's an ask. I want patch notes. The best-selling COD of all time. It's not in the budget to write down changes we already made. I don't know. It's just so goddamn funny.
I wonder when we're going to start getting actual notes, because honestly, even Sledgehammer, they didn't do a very good job with the notes. There was no specifics with even Sledgehammer's notes. It'd be like, fix this bug. For sure. And then they wouldn't put a bunch of things on there either. So Raven is the only company to ever actually like write like very detailed patch notes. The only ones. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I hope we start getting something. I think when we get an actual patch here, like next week or 2 weeks, I think they'll give us patch notes that go over things. It'll just be, how detailed they actually get.
Yeah.
We'll certainly fucking see.
I promise you they won't be good.
Because Raven did give detailed, like they would say fix this specific bug. And I was like, I didn't know that was ever a bug. I've never even heard about that. So they would tell you every single little bug they fixed. Yeah. Which in turns makes it look like they're doing more too. Infinity Ward may have literally patched 80 bugs in the update yesterday, but we had no idea. If we had seen that, like, oh damn, they fixed a lot of little bugs. We don't know. They make it sound like they did nothing. That's the issue.
Yeah, it's insane. So, shout out to Infinity Ward making me laugh. It's just unbelievable, but whatever. Anyway, it just doesn't seem like that much extra work. Like you already have a list of things you need to change. Why not just copy and paste? Whatever.
Yeah, because it really is like, okay, you made the changes, so you do literally have written down or know the changes that you made, right?
Yeah, of course, exactly.
It's like, how can you not just put those somewhere for us? I don't know. It's weird.
It's just an industry standard thing to just put down patch notes. Single player games that came out 10 years ago, when they have patches, they have patch notes. I just don't believe it. But whatever. Anyway. Makes our jobs harder, but it's nice for Exclusive Ace and True Game Data and Sim.gg. Once again, they are now the unpaid patch notes authors this year. So make sure you have your noti bell on again if you turned that off for Raven. All right. Anyway, now that's it. That's all the patch notes and changes we know of because Infinity Ward doesn't do patch notes yet. So that's all we have to say on that topic. Smile. Now on to news and upcoming changes. We have some things on the horizon. Tanner, what do we got? Today's podcast is sponsored by Kolosseum. Users can enter the Friday freebie contest for free every week. What is Kolosseum? Basically, fantasy football for Warzone streamers. You pick 6 streamers while remaining under a salary cap. They earn you fantasy points based on all their kills and victories for the weekend, and the top 5 dream squads with the most fantasy points win a percentage of the pot. New signups increase the free $75 prize pool by $5 up to $150 every week. Use the segment stats and the Kolosseum community page to help you build the best possible squad. They've got stats for all the streamers, how much they cost, obviously. We got McBango up there, friend of the pod, member of the community. Use him. Go to Kolosseum, KOLOSSEUM.co. Make an account using creator code Dropshot when you do make your account, and enter every single week. You don't spend any money, and you can win real cash. It's fun and exciting. Once again, KOLOSSEUM.co. Creator code Dropshot when you make your account.
First little thing here is from Exclusive Ace. A reminder, heads up for those who still don't know, the battle rifles deal significantly less damage in full auto mode. So while it may seem convenient, you're almost always better off keeping it semi-auto. So I guess they are default in semi-auto. And if you turn it to full auto, you literally deal less damage per shot. Even if you have it in full auto and click once and fire it like semi, it's dealing less damage somehow. So they obviously intended it this way, because it is default semi, like weird I said. Change. So
weird thing to do.
Yeah, this is very weird. I don't know specifics. I tried to look on sim.gg. As far as I could tell, I just looked real quick with one gun, and I didn't see any like stats for single fire versus full auto or anything. So not sure how that works, because he does say significantly less damage. So that doesn't sound like 1 damage less. I mean, this could be like 10 damage less per shot or something. Because he was responding to people in comments, and he said some of the guns would go from 4 bullets down to 2 bullets if you're using it in semi-auto. Insane. Yeah. So it's a big difference. So maybe keep it unless you're actually having trouble in semi. Try full auto, but just be aware you are dealing less damage when it's in that full auto mode.
Here's what I will say on this topic as someone who is working on BRs now. I've gotten 3 out of 4 gold. And I knew this and then I forgot about it. But with the first gun, I was using it semi-auto most of the time. And then I went full auto and it seemed better in full auto to me. The second gun, the TAC V, the Scar H, that gun is unequivocally better in full auto. That thing fucks in full auto.
Yeah.
So even if it's an extra bullet or even 2 to kill, it's still really fast and really good. I would absolutely recommend. It's a Scar H. Of course you put that in full auto. So put that gun in full auto. The third gun, I don't even remember it. It's gold. I don't know what gun it is. I've just been in a haze of just depression and despair.
Yeah,
and getting
I was
pre-aim fucked. I don't know what happened, man. So I don't know what to put that gun in. Good luck, I guess. I put it in full auto and got it gold. It might have been better to do it semi-auto though. But I literally don't know what the gun is. I don't remember. I have no idea.
That's so funny. Yeah, like yesterday when I got off, I was thinking like, I feel like I didn't get much done today. And I was sitting there thinking what camos I completed yesterday. And I swear to God, I don't know. I'm like, dude, it's just everything's a haze because every day I've just been using shit guns for the most part, trying to get them done. I'm like, I couldn't tell you if I got my platinum launchers 2 days ago or 4 days ago. I don't know anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's just like they're all just meshing together. I don't even know what guns I've completed. And then I'll go back like, oh, I forgot I did that gun already. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy shit, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It really fries your brain. I don't know. And this is me, by the way. I'm playing like, it's like sitting here straight like 5 hours max. I don't know how I've never understood it, how people can do 8 hours, 16 hours. Holy shit, man. You are fried at that point. There's no way.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Those people. Yeah. Well, to be young, you know.
I couldn't do that at 18 though either. That was the thing. I just can't. It's weird. I can't game that long.
To have Adderall, you know. I don't know. Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I'm with you,
Give me that
though,
Addy thing.
Of course, yeah. I eat dinner and I'm pretty much fucking done. Sometimes I get back on, but usually not. But yeah, like 10 hours straight. Anyway, so the last battle rifle, the FTAC Recon, that's a gun that you should use in semi-auto because it has a 10 round mag by default. You can make it up to 15, but it's not good in full auto. So I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So definitely use at least that one in semi-auto. On the topic of why they would do this, pretty fucking weird. I don't like it. I don't like that changing it changes how much damage they do. Is that here? Okay, so here's one question I have. Someone probably knows the answer. Let's say I have an auto clicker macro that left clicks 1,000 times per second, and I put the FTAC Recon in semi-auto mode. Will I be shooting at the same RPM as if I had it in full auto mode and just held down left click?
I wonder.
I wonder as well, because
I wonder if there's a cap on it. There probably is.
There probably is a cap. This is all just dumb. It feels weird.
It feels like they should have just made them only semi-auto, and like the TAC V or whatever, the 7.62 Scar should have just been an AR, and that should have been fully auto by default. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Don't have different damage outputs based on what fire mode you're on.
That seems so insane to me.
I don't know if that's ever been a thing. Not that I know of.
Not that I know of either. It feels very weird. I agree with you. Don't let them go full auto if they're going to be overpowered in full auto because they do too much damage in semi-auto. That's a very weird thing to do. I don't like it. And I wish they wouldn't do it. I don't think it's that big of a deal, honestly. Primarily because these guns are not meta full auto or semi-auto anyway. So it's not the end of the world, and I don't think they will be in Warzone ever either. Maybe the Scar, but if it's too good, they'll just nerf it. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just hate the design choice there. And it's, you know what it kind of reminds me of, by the way? Man, we have this problem.
Infinity Ward?
It does remind me of Infinity Ward, yes. We have this problem that would kind of require like a nuanced, complicated solution. to make sure the gun is balanced, right?
Yeah.
And we would have to like use our brains to do that. Like, should we just put it in semi-auto only, not allow full auto? No, let's just take the easiest, dumbest solution possible and just change the damage values if you change the fire type. That reminds me a lot of trying to balance a kilo in Warzone, where they're like, man, this thing seems too good because its damage to recoil ratio is a little too strong. It seems to perform too well. Maybe we should adjust like the longest damage range by 5 meters. Maybe we should slightly lower how much damage it does to the upper torso. And then some guy was like, you know what? That sounds like a lot of thinking. Let's just simply add a third damage range where it becomes completely useless and it's the only gun in our entire game with a third damage range. Okay, cool. Just the most easy Band-Aid bullshit trash solution possible instead of engaging their brains. And they've already done it before launch. They've done it. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of what they did to the Kilo. I don't know. I just hate Infinity Ward. I hate them. They're dumb. They're a stupid, lazy development studio. They're too lazy to do patch notes. They're too lazy to fucking think and make smart changes to their game. They're fucking lazy. So, shout out to Infinity Ward. But anyway, yeah. So keep that in mind for battle rifles. They do more damage than semi-auto. Definitely use the second one in full auto regardless, though. But experiment with the other three. So there you go. Next.
Next up here. So MW2 is the fastest selling COD ever. It surpassed 800 million in its opening weekend, beating out the previous record holder of MW3 in 2011. Most players online opening weekend than ever before in franchise history. Wow. I'm surprised a game in 2011 made that much money, honestly. I can't believe that.
That is crazy, actually. Yeah.
And so we have the numbers here. So MW2 did the OG MW2 and MW3 did 550 million and 775 million. The two most recent Modern Warfare's 2019 and 2022, 600 million and 800 million.
Wow.
So that's, when you take into consideration the dollar price, those games did very, very well back then, man. Very fucking well.
Did.
And I'm shocked that MW2 did that much better than MW 2019, honestly. This most recent one. I thought the sales actually would have been worse than MW 2019. That kind of surprised me because there was so much hype because they brought back the Modern Warfare franchise and there was so much hype around the game.
Too.
Yeah. It just seemed like that hype wasn't there this year, but the sales speak for themselves. You know what though? The game's also a hell of a lot more expensive now.
$70.
Yeah, even MW 2019 was $10 less, I think.
Yes, correct.
Then Vault Edition was like $20 less. Or another $10, I don't know.
The whatever edition was back then. Yeah.
So there we go.
A bit more money.
Yeah. Because there didn't seem to be all the hype this year around the game as when you compare it to 2019, but the people are buying it. The random. Actually. You think?
Because I think what happened was with MW 2019, everyone was like, "Oh my god, COD 4 is coming back," and that was a lot of hype. But this is MW 2 coming back, and that was way more popular than COD 4 back then.
True.
So I think that's part of it. And then also, a lot of people really liked MW 2019. So you're going to get like all those customers returning because they're man, I really like the last Infinity Ward. Now, if you were like skeptical that MW 2019 was going to be good and then it came out and it was good, you're like less skeptical that MW 2 was going to be good because you liked MW 2019, you know? I don't know. But 200 million more in the first 3 days, that is a very big, that's a lot. That's a lot more.
Yeah.
Obviously. Even relative, 600 to 800 million. It's like a big difference.
That's a lot more money.
It's a $200 million difference, in fact. Yeah.
Good amount of money. Yeah, for sure.
It sold well. It selling well is not a surprise to us. But it doing this well is a little surprising. Yeah. This much better than MW 2019, I think, is somewhat surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. So just remember, when you see people saying it's the worst COD of all time. It's not a good COD. It's bad. The amount of casuals and non-Call of Duty mains that are playing this game is like, there's people I see streaming this game that I would have never thought that I would even buy a Call of Duty game. So it brings a lot of people in when it has that Modern Warfare title. So
yeah, a lot of the Tarkov streamers I follow, pretty much like more than half of them I've seen playing MW2 at least for part of their stream every day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Landmark's been playing a lot of it. He's like posting Twitter clips too.
Yeah, he is. He posted a nasty one yesterday.
Fucking the 1 dig at the end. Yeah. Shout out to Landmark, by the way, friend of the pod.
Yeah, he's a gamer. He's good.
He's a gamer. Yeah. And then and here's another, just as an aside, for those of you, because Tarkov is kind of like playing hardcore in Call of Duty, where it's like it takes less skill. It's like I wouldn't say that. It's so much different that you can't really make that comparison. But some people might think because the TTK can be so fast in Tarkov, you don't have to be good at Tarkov, at like aiming. Go watch fucking Wick play Call of Duty. He is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
That game, you can tell he's good at aiming way more than you can tell watching him play Tarkov. I was surprised at how good he is at Call of Duty.
I knew he was good.
How good he was at yeah, exactly. I knew he was good. I knew he could aim like really well and better than me, obviously. But then I watched him play MW2 multiplayer for an hour, and I was like, oh, okay. I knew he was good at aiming. I didn't know he was this good. He's fucking nuts, dude. Like crazy.
Yeah, he's like a super nerd.
Shockingly good. He's
insane. Like flicking and shit. He's nutty,
dude. He's pixel perfect. That guy's fucking insane at aiming. Yeah.
It's pretty, gross. And then even Tarkov streamers that you like wouldn't expect to play, people like Airwing, who plays that LARPer holding an angle play style.
They're all shit as I would expect.
Yeah, they're all on Twitter bitching about like aim assist and stuff now too. Yeah. It's really funny because they've never experienced it. They don't understand it. And he like literally tweeted something out, and he was like, "I knew it was bad." He's like, "Holy shit, though!" It's like, why buy aimbot when you have aim assist? And this is coming from like a Tarkov player. It's funny seeing them all play the game. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is like the amount of casuals and people that don't main COD that are playing this game right now is that number is very, very high.
Yeah. So it does have a lot of popularity. And I think at the end of the program, we'll talk a little bit about how we're feeling right now about the game. But yeah, so there you go. It sold well in case anyone was skeptical that it would. So there you go. Moving on.
Next up here. It's a big stink going around last few days on Twitter. This is from Charlie Intel. Those asking about the double XP tokens with the Vault Edition of Modern Warfare 2. That was a big selling point of the Vault Edition. You got 10 hours of double XP and 10 hours of double weapon XP. They were only available if you pre-ordered the game using the in-game store of Call of Duty, meaning Cold War, Warzone, MW 2019, Vanguard. You had to buy it in-game for some reason. We don't know why. We talked about this on the pod. We said, I don't know why, but it specifically says this. Buy it through the in-game store. Don't buy it on Steam. Don't use Battle.net. Literally open up Warzone and click buy Modern Warfare 2 and buy the game that way. And unfortunately, they did make this clear. Why they did it this way, what their reasoning is, I don't know. They did it that way, though, and they stuck to that. So all these people pre-order the Vault Edition through Battle.net, through Steam, wherever else, and did not get any of their double weapon XP, and now they're losing their mind. And I get it. It doesn't make any sense they would do that, but they specifically said that. And we told you guys on the pod, by the way. I know there are people that listen and then pre-order the wrong version. We said, hey, it says pre-ordered in the game. I guess do it in game. That's what we did, just to be safe. Doesn't make sense, but just to be safe, because that's what they're saying. They're making it pretty damn clear I would do that. People didn't, and now they're losing their minds about it. So yeah, get scammed, pretty much. Get fucked. That sucks for you. Read next time, I guess.
Listen.
Read or listen next time, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of pushback, though, so much that I kind of am thinking when we hit Season 1, they give all Vault Edition owners double XP, which would be great, because hopefully they give it to everyone and I get double XP. That'd be extra special.
That would be fantastic.
Because I don't know how they would be able to give that double XP and like only to people who pre-ordered a certain way now that, because like on their end, I feel like now it's just Vault Edition owners. So how do you split it up?
Yeah, the
so
cat
either
is in
no
fact
one's
outside of the bag.
Yeah. So either no one's getting double XP or we're all getting double XP again if you own the Vault Edition, which would be excellent. So I really hope they do that because I could go for another 10 hours. But yeah, so if you're wondering where your double XP was and you ordered the game the wrong way, that's why you don't have double XP. You pre-ordered the wrong version.
Which is insane. Yeah, I made this
It
mistake,
is absolutely
by
insane.
the way. I went to battle.net on my browser, pre-ordered the game, the Vault Edition. And then Tanner was like, wait, you should do it through the launcher. So I literally refunded on Battle.net and did that. And then I got my tokens because I have a brain. So you guys should have done that too. What?
Yeah.
And again, why?
Don't know.
It's an Infinity Ward launch. That's why. It doesn't make sense. It's dumb. It's lazy. Infinity Ward's the developer of this game. Of course it is. I hate them. They're a bad development company. So
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with them. I really wonder what it is though. If like Activision basically wanted an incentive for people to like install or then launch the game for some numbers reason for their quarterly call or something. I'm obviously there's some
that actually
there's some reason they did it that specific way that's benefiting them. That doesn't change. That doesn't give us any benefit. But it does something for them. You know, it's got to be something earnings wise.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way. Yeah. So anyway,
Higher player count numbers or something. But yeah, anyway, so there you go.
All right. Next up is a tweet from Keshav, and I know that because he said it wrong.
Yeah.
This was on October 29th. There is no updates or info, got it, as of now on combat records or challenges for MW2. We'll update when we hear anything on those features. And I think in the next 5 days, we have not heard anything on those features.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They haven't.
No
hey,
combat record. Or
yeah,
challenges.
shocking. That which isn't on the Trello board, by the way.
Really?
So those.
That's hilarious.
No, of course
it's
not. That's the biggest thing. It's just missing from the game, and it's not on there.
Cool.
So yeah. If we didn't get it on launch and they haven't mentioned anything, I would assume this is coming in season 1 for some reason. Why they can't just tweet something out and say, oh, this isn't in the game, like they did with Hardcore Tier 1. They said the reason it wasn't in the game on launch is because of a bug they found before the game launched or something, so they couldn't put it live. It's coming in season 1. Okay, well, you have to know at some point there must be something wrong with the barracks because they're not in the game, right? And the challenges. Can you just tell us they're coming in season 1 or that you're aware at least? It's just... okay, cool, man. So there we go.
Crazy.
We have people constantly asking in our Discord, like, when are the barracks coming? Does anyone know? Is it going to retroactively show your stats? Probably. I would assume it will. But no one knows for sure. I really doubt suddenly the combat record will be in the game and it says you have 0 total kills. It's still being tracked somehow, so.
I agree with you.
It should put it in there. They're just the combat record's not there for some reason.
Yeah.
So at some point they'll add it back and be like, "Oh, it was out because of this issue," and just they never made us aware beforehand. So cool.
Yeah, fun and exciting for sure. I think the more interesting question, which sucks, I bet you challenges are not going to retroactively track. It's like if you got a nuke and there's like a calling card for it, you'll have to earn it again. Guess what? That happened in MW 2019, by the way. I got a fucking nuke. Then they released a calling card later, and I had to get another one, and I was mad about it. I did it, obviously, but I wasn't happy about it. I bet you that's going to happen here, too. Some people are going to be like, they struggled really hard and got like a 20 kill streak, first time ever. They'll never do it again. They got the riot shield bug and got a nuke. They'll never get that they'll never get a nuke again. And then they'll add challenges to the game in season 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And then it's not going to have tracked. I don't think that will track retroactively.
Hot take. What if they do it on purpose? Because they know there's going to be some game-breaking bug when the game launches, and they don't want people to easily get a calling card for getting a nuke. Because half the game would have a calling card. So hey, I'm glad there's not a nuke calling card right now, because so many people would have it from doing the invincibility glitch.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's not in, actually, and it's the same thing with MW 2019. Yeah. I'm sure there was some sort of game-breaking. There was. People got nukes from survival in MW 2019. Infected.
Yeah.
Easily, people were getting
super
them.
Easy. Yep.
Yeah.
And we missed the boat.
So honestly,
I remember that.
maybe they do it for a reason because they know their game's going to have some game-breaking bug where people are going to get the calling card.
It's for sure possible. In either case, it's unacceptable, obviously. I mean, no combat record? Like, every game, like COD 4 had like stats, like how many kills you've gotten at least, you know? I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Just an unfinished game that got released, though. Smile.
It's very unfinished, yeah.
Super
it's an
unfinished.
Extremely unfinished game.
And why can't I track my camo challenges in a match, by the way? Like, put that on my start screen. Like, when I press
I don't
pause,
think they've ever done that, huh?
No, they haven't, but they should. When I press pause,
I agree.
there should be something that's like the last, like, you could, I don't know. There are so many better things they can do, but at the very least, show, okay, you finished that camo, you know? It's so dumb.
Yeah.
I have to hope to see a stupid trophy. And
Yeah,
notice
and
it.
nothing shows up next to the trophy either because that's also
yeah, it's
bugged
just
and doesn't show what
trophy.
you finish.
Exactly, yeah. And then half the time
Yeah.
that trophy doesn't even show up. So you're like, maybe I got the double kill. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you get a double kill medal, that doesn't count for an actual double kill with a gun. We'll get into that on Saturday. Don't get fucking tricked by that. It's not how many double kill medals you got with a gun. That would make too much sense to be the challenge. It has to be more close together than that. Why? Don't know. Why have a double kill timer different than the camo for double kills? There isn't a reason. There is none. Infinity Ward's a shit, lazy development company. That's why. So we'll get into that on Saturday. But yeah, just super unsurprising. No barracks.
Yeah. Next up here, this is big. Treyarch formally announced yesterday. Ranked play arrives in Modern Warfare 2 in 2023. And we're working with our partners to deliver competitive modes, ranked skill divisions, visible skill ratings, top 250 leaderboard, competitive rewards. More details to come. So this was leaked a while ago, and it was kind of expected since they had designed this whole system for Vanguard. And I think when they designed it for Vanguard, Treyarch even specifically said, this can be used in future CODs and we can keep building on this platform that we're designing or something. So there we go. There were rumors it was supposed to come out in late 2022. It didn't. So we don't know what this means. This may come out December 10th of 2023, or it may come out January 2nd. We don't know. So it'll come sometime in 2023. They obviously don't know because they're not giving us much info there. So they go on to say some more things. In the meantime, MW2 players can throw down in the CDL mosh pit, which arrives at the start of Season 1. We'll have more details about what and where you'll be playing closer to launch. As ranked play moves forward, we'll be retiring Cold War League play and Vanguard ranked play this month. Players should grab their remaining rewards by November 22nd. The success of these modes has directly contributed to the future of ranked play. See, they said it again. There we go. So every COD multiplayer game going forward will have ranked play, by the way. Yeah, we sincerely thank you for all the data, feedback, and time played that was collected over the past 2 years. We look forward to sharing more soon. Yeah. There it is. No info on Warzone ranked play. Not sure that would come from a Treyarch announcement anyways. We also don't even have Warzone yet. But surely there's no way we don't get a Warzone ranked mode, right? At some point.
I think we will at a time.
It won't come when ranked play for multiplayer launches, obviously, but
correct.
It has to come next year, late next year or something. No shot we don't get it.
I agree with you. I think we will. On the topic of ranked play in multiplayer, MW2 multiplayer. So again, for those of you not paying much attention, this is a Treyarch tweet. Treyarch is not the lead dev on MW2. They are a more thorough development company. And the way that they handled Vanguard ranked play, from ranked players and from us, in our limited experience and understanding of it, was pretty unanimously hailed as like a very good ranked play system. So it's a godsend for players who like to play ranked play in multiplayer that this will be handled by Treyarch. It'll be spearheaded by Treyarch. Infinity Ward's too busy to write patch notes for their game, so if we put even more on their plate, then there would be no ranked play. So this is great that Treyarch's handling it. They obviously did really well with the Vanguard ranked play. Ranked players seemed to like it. I thought it was cool. It sounded good to me. And that's what players have said, which is the more important opinion. So the fact that they're handling it is really cool. And all the inclusions that people really liked about Vanguard will be in MW2's ranked play. And expect to see more patch notes on specific changes to a ranked play experience than on the game itself for the next 2 years. Unironically,
yeah, they did write a lot
true.
of patch notes for competitive play. They did.
There will unironically be more patch notes for one specific playlist than the rest of the entire game this year. I'm not kidding. I swear to God that's going to be true, which is hilarious. But if you're a ranked player, that's good. Competitive modes, cool, whatever. Ranked skill divisions, cool. Visible skill ratings, I like that a lot. A top 250 leaderboard, I like that a lot. Something to grind for. And then competitive rewards is the coolest thing. I thought that was really cool for Vanguard. You know, like if you got to be in that top skill bracket, you would get a sick camo or blueprint, or I don't remember what you would get. I think it was
weapon camos and stuff.
I think it was weapon camos, like exclusive
pretty cool
weapon
too.
camos, and they looked pretty good. And you could only get them by placing well in a league or whatever. That's really fucking cool. And having them bring that back is a really good incentive for ranked players. And the system will also function well like it did in Vanguard. This is awesome. And you guys should be really glad Treyarch's doing it rather than iDub. Because that means it will be better than if iDub was doing it 1,000%. So this is cool. It's great to hear. I won't be playing it, but I for those of you who do like it,
multiplayer ranked either. That sounds miserable. That sounds as a K-BAM player.
Impossible.
Fucking terrible. Yeah. But I would play a BR ranked mode if Warzone gets
absolutely. Yeah.
Next up here from Dexterto. This is cool.
Quickly. Who would handle a ranked mode for Warzone?
Treyarch and Raven, probably.
You think they would hand it over to them? I would hope they do that. I'm not sure if they would.
And that's how they've been doing a lot of things now. It's like all the studios also worked on this game doing certain little tiny things. And Treyarch obviously did ranked mode. Sledgehammer didn't touch ranked mode in Vanguard, which was their game. So I think going forward, they're just the ranked play dev studio. So
if they were the ones in charge of Warzone ranked, that would be really fucking cool. I really am hoping for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, just a thought.
Yeah, so hopefully this launch goes smooth and they can start working on a Warzone launch mode.
Yeah, for sure.
So next up here from Dexterto, this is a cool one. All CDL League, Call of Duty League franchises have been given freedom to design their own weapon blueprints for Modern Warfare 2. They've also been given creative control over their 2023 season jerseys, sources tell us. That's really cool. That's been a big complaint from CDL players this whole time, because like I think it's Valorant. They have custom ones that people make. And other games do this in general, but you can design really cool looking blueprints, camos and shit. And COD they've done the same thing the last few years. They use the two colors from the team and they put their little tiny logo on there somewhere where it's impossible to see, and they sell it.
Yeah.
And people are always like, dude, let the teams design their own camos. So this will be really, really cool. I mean, some of these will be so dope that it's like I would probably buy them for the styles and stuff, even though I don't follow the CDL, because they will come up with some dope looking shit. I've seen ones from Valorant. They're insane. Nuts. Yeah, exactly. These little fucking hype beast camos and stuff. So that's really cool. And it works out well for them too, because they'll sell way more that way. They'll sell way more.
True. Also true.
They'll make a ton more money. So excellent decision. I'm glad they're finally letting the teams do this on their own.
I never even considered that, but yeah, of course you should do that. That's a great idea. Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, people have been saying this since 2019, so we finally got it.
The jersey thing's weird, though. They also have been given creative control over their 2023 season jerseys. I thought the CDL was making jerseys for the teams. That seems weird. I mean, obviously they were, but why would they do? That's weird.
I think they were still able to do their own designs and stuff, I thought, because those all looked completely different.
Why did they say that then?
Well, maybe it's like before you had to basically they had to like approve it and be like, no, you can't do that or can't do this. And maybe now it's just like you can do whatever the fuck you want, make whatever kind of jersey you want.
Maybe they're just saying like last year, they once again have control. They could be saying that too. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever look at their jerseys. So
yeah, that
maybe.
matters a lot less. But
yeah, I don't care. I'm not buying a fucking gaming jersey.
The weapon blueprint shit is really cool. I wish I was into the CDL so I could like rep a team super hard. That'd be cool.
Little Sweat Lord, yeah. So some of those will be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely, yeah. They will all be better than what we got last year. So, like you said. So, last thing here, I just found this kind of amusing. This is a tweet from Charlie Intel, and talking about a Sledgehammer Games tweet. The Sledgehammer tweet or post, whatever, it's long, doesn't matter. Here's what Charlie Intel said in summary. Sledgehammer Games, who are the lead devs on Vanguard, the last COD title, has announced that Vanguard and Warzone Pacific's Battle Pass will be disabled starting November 16th, including tier skips expiring. In Vanguard, there will also be a level increase, player level increase, to 2,500 to allow progression to continue. Right when no one's going to play the fucking game anymore, they give us what we all want from day one, which is not the dog shit level 55 and then a prestige system I still don't understand. And it's just a slap in the face, man.
Yeah.
What level would I be right now in MW2? Higher than 55? I don't know what level, but it'd be higher than that.
It'd be certainly,
and it just pisses me off that they're willing to just uncap you or cap you at an absurd number after the game is done and no one is going to be playing it anymore. I don't even want a slap in the face.
I don't even want emblems. Just literally uncap the number.
Yeah,
uncap the number. That's all I'm asking. So that people can see like, oh shit, this guy's a fucking little sweat lord. He's level 800. Or, oh, this guy's level 55 and he's actually level 55. Otherwise, the guy that's played 200 hours more is the same rank as the other guy who also just hit 55 that day.
Yeah.
It's just, I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. And it's something they're just not going to do. Just uncap it, man. Either bring the OG prestige system back where you have to prestige or you have the choice to prestige or not, or just give me an uncapped level next to my name so people can see and it's acts like it's something to grind for, kind of. Because already, shocking, 3 days into the game, my double XP tokens don't matter anymore.
Correct.
They have no meaning. They have no meaning. I already stopped. I did my daily challenges for the first 3 days the video game was out.
Yeah.
Now I'm level 55 and you don't have to do them because there's no reason. Why even have the daily challenges? They don't mean anything. They mean nothing to me.
For 99.9% of the player base, the daily challenges are not going to be relevant in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And they do all this shit. They add all these challenges. They code all this shit in for a week of being relevant to most players. It's so crazy. It's so dumb that they do this. Yeah, I don't understand. I would want to just go back to the classic prestige system, BO4 level, where you can chill at level 55 forever if you want, or you can prestige and you have to unlock all your shit again. That was fun, dude. I enjoyed it. It kind of sucked, but then you got like the prestige token. You're like, man, I really like the SOG. I'm going to use my token on that this go around. And then have to level up again. You get a new little emblem. You can go up to 1,000. There were 10 prestiges or something like that. That was a great system. And it makes me so angry that they went to what we have now, which I just don't understand. I still don't understand how the prestige system works. They also design all of these crazy emblems for the current prestige system, but because it is so complicated, they they I don't know. Like
and people don't pay attention to them. They used to have meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I see it. I don't even know if this is true, but I think it is. You can see someone who's level 201, or wait, no, you can't. You see people who are like level 55. Yeah, I'm
like
confused.
Warzone, it shows the number.
Yeah, and then two people can be level 200 with different emblems, meaning they're a different prestige actually or something. Why? It's just so complicated.
There's like, I think there were prestige icons you can like choose and unlock what ones
That
you
too.
wanted, and I never once
Which was
opened that
dumb.
screen ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. BO4 system was the best.
Easily the best. Because that gave you something to grind for even beyond the mastery camo. Like I got the mastery camo in BO4 Prestige 5 or something, maybe sooner. And then I was grinding for Prestige Master. Which I eventually got. That kept me playing a lot more than I would have if the level cap was 55 for sure, 100%. It would be good for them and us. That's why it pisses me off so much. Because there are some things like the mini map. They obviously have data to suggest that going back to a good mini map would be bad for player retention or something, and they'd make less money. So it pisses me off. But on the other hand, they're at least benefiting from it. So it's like, okay, I see why they're doing it, and me getting mad is not going to change anything. But this system, the prestige system, I feel like it's actually bad for them. They're making less money. They're getting less players to play. And it's bad for us. It's a lose-lose situation. So it makes me even more angry because I'm not happy either way. But you're also just losing money. Like this could be a win-win situation, and instead it's a lose-lose situation for no reason.
I feel like it honestly is also tied to player retention, because if some guy gets in a lobby and if some bad player gets in a lobby and he's getting farmed to some guy who's again level 800 and this guy's like level 55, he's gonna be like, this game's like, these fucking sweats ruining the game. But if that same guy beat him and he was level 55, he's probably not complaining as much because he can't see his level next to his name. So I think it would make lower skilled players rage a lot harder if they saw the numbers next to these players' names. And then of course they'd say, oh, go touch some grass. You're a virgin. You're this, you're that. You're a loser. Get a job. I have a wife and kids. I'm better than you because of that, etc. So I really do think it has something to do with player retention still for the shitters, because that's what Infinity Ward does, is they want to protect the worst possible player.
Yeah, they want as much player retention as possible. You're probably right. There is because I don't know why they do it. Maybe it does retain more players than the old prestige system did, and I just don't understand how or why. Maybe it's the reason you said. But they must think it's a good idea for player retention. I just would love to understand the logic behind it.
Yeah, I would love for them to speak out about these things.
Yeah,
I would even love for them to just like come out and make a little post about skill-based matchmaking and say, here you go, so you guys can understand, here's kind of what it is. We're not going to tell you exactly how it works. Here's a little bit from it. Yes, there's skill-based matchmaking, this, that, blah, blah. It's nice when the companies communicate and like tell you these things exist and like just their reasoning, because that can make a lot more people honestly kind of end up being on their side. Like, okay, I get, they explained it from their point of view. Yeah, it makes sense for them. It's still terrible for me, but great from their point of view. I understand why they're doing this. But yeah, companies just, they don't do those type of things for some reason. They don't like communicating with their their clientele at all.
Yeah, and another thing too is like if they made a blog post about that, the casual players who they might be afraid to like talk about SBMM to are never going to read your fucking blog anyway.
Oh, they don't know. They don't know who developed this game. They just think it's a Call of Duty game.
The only
they're not going to read a
players
blog
who
post.
would read a blog about how SBMM works roughly are players who already know there is SBMM in the game.
Yep.
So it would really only be a service. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But of
whatever,
course,
we'll never see it.
Of course we won't, because it makes too much sense. So anyway, that is it for today. I want to end our episode with a couple just thoughts so far on MW2. Obviously, we did our first impressions episode. Again, I will restate, we will be doing a more detailed second impressions episode, either on a Saturday, not this Saturday, or on Patreon. But, briefly, more briefly than our second impressions episode will be, I want to talk a little bit about how we feel about the game post first impressions, if things have changed, etc. I will say this. A lot of my opinions, as we told you would happen, that I had in our first impressions episode have changed. Quite a few of them. I also have some new opinions. Overall, how do I feel about the game right now? I like it a lot, and I summarized this in the Fire group chat. Shout out to whoever that pissed off last night. And I said, I think this game is better than Modern Warfare 2019 in every single way except for these two things. These two things MW 2019 did better. Number one, sliding made sense in MW 2019. I'm fine with them removing slide cancel. Excuse me. I'm fine with slide cancel no longer resetting tac sprint. I think that's a good change, in fact. And but I still want to be able to cancel my slide and it not reset tac sprint. But what we have now is an ineffectual effete slide that is not worth doing. And I can tell you, since Saturday, my character has slid in hours and hours and hours of playing this game, trying desperately to not get shot. I've slid literally 0 times. Literally 0 times. There's no reason to slide your character. And you could have had slide cancel be in the game, but don't let it reset tac sprint. And that would address the concerns of Activision. It wouldn't be ableist. And you would still have a reason to slide. The sliding is too slow in this game, and you can't really cancel it. That's dumb. You should slide faster than you do now, even if you can't shoot your gun while you're doing it, even if it doesn't reset your tac sprint, and you should be able to cancel it, even if it doesn't reset your tac sprint. So that's one thing MW 2019 did better. Not the reset tac sprint, but the slide itself and the cancel itself. Another thing MW 2019 did better, ground war maps. The ground war maps were significantly better in MW 2019. I originally thought maybe it's just because I'm not used to the ground war maps for MW 2022 yet, but I've played a lot of ground war and I still don't like them in general very much at all. And I am getting very close to being certain that it is not a matter of me being unfamiliar or less familiar with them than the MW 2019 maps. And I think they are just worse, in my view, in general, than the MW 2019 ground war maps. Besides those two things, every single thing about MW 2022 is better than MW 2019. So those are the two things I think got worse. I think literally every other thing got better. The time to kill is the same. The SBMM is the same. The aim assist is the same. The maps are better in 6s. The gunplay is the same. The sniper balance is the same. But the biggest thing is the visibility is so much better because of the diamonds. That makes this game so much more fun than MW 2019 ever was for me. And that opinion's just never going to change for me. I can guarantee you that. So that's how I feel about this game, comparing it to the last Infinity Ward title, which makes the most sense to do. What are your kind of overall thoughts right now? Obviously, we will go more in detail for our second impressions episode, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's honestly hard to even have a gauge right now because I haven't played the game to try to do well, not once. All I've been playing the game for is to try to focus on camos and doing certain challenges to get those done. But, I've been having fun. I've been wanting to play every single day. But again, if those camo challenges weren't there, I don't know how I would feel. It's kind of hard to say. Because, there are a lot of frustrating things, but most of them, like you said, were expected. The time to kill, SBMM, all of that are to be expected. I will say one thing that's starting to piss me off more and more that I've really am starting to notice more is footstep audio. It is too quiet now. It went from being way too loud in the beta to now way too quiet and having no distance on it. Even in 6s, I don't hear it often. Yeah. And it's very annoying. Jake and I were talking about this. There's something with the kill cams where you'll watch the kill cam and you'll hear how loud your own footsteps are. But when someone's running up to you, it's not that loud at all. So it's like they updated the footstep audio in game, but then the kill cams just piss me off because it sounds like my footsteps are all loud. I'm like, well, it doesn't sound like that at all, right? It doesn't sound like that for me. So why is the kill cam making it sound so loud? So that's been pissing me off more and more. But you can tell this happens for all sorts of people. when I've been trying to level up the knife, I'm sprinting behind people in 6s without deady popped, no streaks in the air, and they don't turn around. They don't even know that I'm sprinting directly behind them 5 feet away, trying to just get within range to stab them in the back. No one hears each other. So there's still people out there that are complaining that dead silence is not a perk. I don't know why. There's no footstep audio, and just run the field upgrade if you want it that bad, which it's a pretty useless field upgrade now, unless you're playing like search or something, because people don't hear footsteps. I don't know. So that's starting to piss me off more and more. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I'm having fun on it. Can I see myself playing this for 2 years straight? No, of course not. But that I would never do that. I wouldn't do that in any Call of Duty.
No matter how good it was for 2 years.
Yeah, games like that, just there's not enough there for me anymore. It needs to be a different style of game. You know, a game mode like Tarkov. That I can see myself playing that game for another 2 years. But you know, when the wipes are good, when they don't get stale, blah blah, going back and forth to it. But like COD multiplayer, it's just not going to be fun for 2 years ever anymore. This isn't 12 years ago anymore. That's done with. I need a BR or a different style mode to keep me entertained for longer. So yes, I'm having fun with it. Yes, there are a lot of obvious issues that were still there in MW19. The maps, I'm going back and forth on those. I don't know. Ground War has grown on me a lot. And 6s, I go back and forth, and that's pretty much dependent on how sweaty the lobby is and what gun I'm using or trying to level up at the time.
What camo?
Hey, I was using the SPR yesterday, I'll tell you that, and that was probably the most fun I've had in 6s. I couldn't believe what I was hitting. I swear to God, I was like, oh my, I wish I was recording all this. I was just hitting, I would fire 7 quick shots, and I would get 7 headshots. I just couldn't believe it. It was so much fucking fun. But you know, then I go in 6s and try to use a Joker and to get kills without dying, and I hate myself.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you're using, what kind of lobby you get. But I will say Ground War has grown on me a lot. Yes, the maps are terrible. Yes, I get sniped from everywhere. Generally, though, I still have been having more fun on that than 6s.
Yeah. So there you go. So yeah, we will keep you guys apprised on when we're doing our second impressions episode. I really want to do it. I have a lot to say since our first impressions that I really want to talk about, sink my teeth into. One thing, Tanner, by the way, we have to remember to talk about is, we talked about it briefly in our last Patreon episode, the fucking hitbox when someone's moving laterally.
Yes.
And it looks like they're leaning. We have to remember to mention that in second impressions, because I really want some answers. I almost want to fucking write an email to Exclusive Ace and have him look into what's going on here.
Why have none of them mentioned it once? None of them have talked about it, and I know they see it. Everyone sees it. Every gunfight it happens.
I think they just don't think about it. About what
I mean, literally, it looks like people are leaning. There was this one instance yesterday where this guy, his character model was like leaning right around the corner. I swear to God, I'm like, dude, that is like a full-on like COD 4 lean. Like, what is his character model doing? It's so weird. I don't get why this is not a bigger deal. Because if it's fucking up the hitbox and it's random and you don't know you can't expect when it's coming, that is a massive, massive issue in the game.
Yeah. So for those of you who are a little confused, I don't know if you guys have noticed this. The easiest way to see it, honestly, is like play Ground War and just follow a teammate around. Just stand behind them so you don't die. Because if you try and see an enemy doing this, you're going to get your head taken off. So just stand behind some teammate. As soon as he's like ADSing and he walks left or right, you'll notice he leans his character like a full lean, like a Tarkov style lean. So he's not standing straight up when he moves left or right. Your character model is doing this too. The problem with that is it looks cool. I like it. I like how it looks. And that's what I said in the Patreon episode. And then I was like, well, what's happening to your hitbox though? Because your character model's not standing straight up anymore. So it looks like your head is, let's say you're moving left. It looks like your head is a foot to the left of where your feet are planted. Okay. That's fine. But here's the thing. From your perspective, as the person aiming whose character model is leaning, your first person experience is not leaning. So your eyes stay here, but your character model's eyes are a foot to your left. So then the question is, what happened to the hitbox? If I'm an enemy trying to headshot this person who is leaning, do I aim at where they are actually aiming, which is directly above their feet? Or do I aim at where their character model's head is, which is to the left of them a foot? I don't know. I don't know where the hitbox went. Is the hitbox in both locations? Do we have Schrodinger's hitbox? That's really not good, because that's incredibly inconsistent feeling. And then if my hitbox is leaned to the left, I could be behind a wall and I can't see the enemy player, but since my character model is leaning to the left in view of the enemy, I can get headshotted literally behind a wall, even though I can't see past the wall myself. And that's not good at all, because then you're just going to be dying behind walls constantly, and it looks like you're in cover, and you are in cover from your perspective, but since your character model's leaning left, your hitbox isn't in cover. That's really bad. That's an oopsie whoopsie fucky wucky, and they need to figure it the fuck out. So I need Exclusive Ace, friend of the pod, to look into this. What's going on? What's happening with the hitbox? Because there's no good solution here. If the hitbox leans with you, that's bad, because then as the person leaning, my head is not where I think it is. And if the hitbox doesn't lean with me, that's also bad, because then if I see someone's head peeking out from a wall, I'm going to shoot at it and miss, and it's going to be like, what the fuck? That was right on his head, and I don't even get a hit marker. So then it's going to just be wildly inconsistent hit registration, and that's going to be really bad too. In either case, it's bad. So what's going on here? I need answers. But no matter what answer we get, it's not good. That's the thing. That's the problem. There's no satisfactory answer in this case. They need to take out the animation, or they need to code in, if my character model's leaning left, I am too. So it actually looks like where my head actually is. And that is something they will never, of course, do. So I think they need to just remove the animation. It looks cool. I like how it looks. But, oh, here's another way to do it, by the way. Go into a third-person game mode, and then just look ADS and look left and right, and walk left and right, and you'll see your character doing it. What's happening to the hitbox there? No one knows. No one's talking about it. So hopefully people do now. I don't know. But anyway, that's one thing we were going to talk about in second impressions. We might revisit it, but we have plenty more to say on the game. So patreon.com/thedropshot is the best way to support the show. Early access episodes, ad-free episodes. We've got the YouTube up and running for live streams now as well. If you want to become a friend of the pod, a YouTube member, that is a great way to support the program as well. We will be offering more benefits there eventually, but Patreon is the best way to support the program. Once again, bonus eps, ad-free eps, and early access to those episodes. Patreon.com/thedropshot. You can find links to all of our stuff, including our Discord, our Fire Discord, a small but vibrant and extremely humble community over on the Discord. You can find links to everything mentioned and more at thedropshot.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching and listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.